Seven is one of the strongest characters in the history of Brawlhalla. She released just a few months ago, and despite receiving a couple nerfs, is still an incredibly powerful force. In fact, she has the highest win rate in the entire game. So why does nobody play her? Out of the 60 plus legends, she's smack dab in the middle, which doesn't really make sense if she's this good. For every 7 you encounter, there's double the number of Wushangs, and almost 4 times the number of Mordexes. So why isn't 7 being played? That's what we're trying to find out today. Well, I know what isn't the reason: her SIGs. If you're newer to the game, that means her unique heavy attacks, her signature moves. Because these things are crazy. I mean, she's got extra SIGs. I'll show it off in the next game here, but her spear down SIG lets her mode switch from lightning fast to strong fire, which on its own isn't necessarily absurd if the SIGs were bad, but oh boy, they are so good. You can see when I pick up the spear here, it just looks like an ordinary spear. I use the down sig, I attach a flamethrower to it, and that's the visual indicator of the mode switch. And while end sig is fantastic, I'll talk about that in a bit, this flaming side sig, or side sig flame variant, whatever you want to call it, this is an abomination. I am terrified of this move, especially in 2v2. That's a whole nother can of worms. I don't want to open that today, but we're up against a diamond opponent. This is someone that's in the 0.1%, the top 0.1% of the game, and we'll see how effectively I can use it right now. The move is something else. Let me mode switch here again, and just see the hitbox on that thing. They were up in the air. They did not think they were getting hit, but that's what happens when you underestimate 7. The damage, the force, the hitbox, it's all crazy, and I got stopped by the wall right there. It picked up from behind there. You can use it to GC recovery. You can see when I toss my weapon, I lose the mode switch, so that's some more unique tech. She's just a very cool character. Once again, my opponent is not an inexperienced player by any means. They are quite good, and yet it just shows its power, really. Even someone that has loads of experience can still underestimate the range and the power and the speed of this move and the difficulty to punish it. Now, I didn't really do anything after that. I didn't punish them for trying to punish me. We're getting into Inception territory right now. But you could see they went for something and I just leaped over it. I'm talking about it right now, but if I'm gonna be real with you, I don't even know how to deal with this move. Okay, I'm dedicating a whole section in a video to it. I could tell you how to counter it. I mean, maybe you want to get some space. That was a bit ambitious. We can admit this. But yeah, you can space it out. You can try not to punish it immediately if you're not in the right range, because, you know, oftentimes people, after doing something like that, will instantly attack and try to do the punish of the punish. Like, gauging the distance is hard. My best advice is to just play some 7 and practice it and learn. Practicing and learning. And you learn a spear dare. Okay, stock still taken. No harm, no foul. But even with all of that, it is still unbelievably good, of course. I mean, I wouldn't be talking about it here if it was just a simple, you know, equation, very easy to punish, very easy to counter. I'm gonna get a boost. That was not worth. It's not like you can use every sig in every spot, as good as it is, and as much as I'm talking about it, you know, you still have to be a little bit careful, but, you know, I'm home free there, and then I can use it to GC recovery back to the stage, and it hits from underneath. Yeah, we got ourselves a 10 out of 10 signature right there. And it's of course not even the only one that she has. I'm just tossing this boomerang left and right here. Maybe, hopefully, being able to get a stock. That was a little risky. So we got that out of the way. People are certainly not choosing to play her because of her signatures, because they're bad for some reason. Because that is only one of not 6, but 9 of her signature moves. And I'll talk about the rest later, but I don't want to beat your head with this one single point here. So let's move on to some other possible theories. Another reason she might be underpicked is simply because she's on the newer side, right? She's the most recent legend in the game. Something is going on. Understood. So I edited Bikini Bottom, and I think I edited it a bit bad. Don't look right here, I'm covering it. Back on track. One possible explanation is that new legends always drop off after the initial release, because most people tend to go back to their old mains, whatever those are. The Baldo slide. Because once the hype dies down, this whole new character allure fades away, and then it's like, alright, I'm just gonna play what I've always played. And also, the higher gold cost for new legends means newer players are more likely to gravitate towards older picks. That was interesting. I don't know what I'm doing. But if that's the case with everyone, then why is 7 so low? Why is she different than everyone else? My best guess is that spear and cannon is just a funky combo. Because we know, once again, that it's not her Sigs. Maybe for a handful of players they don't really click and that's why they don't play her, but I can't imagine that's the majority because her Sigs are her biggest strength. And on top of that, she has a unique mechanic. She has access to more Sigs than anyone else in the game. If anything, her Sigs should be a reason why people play her even more, right? And her stats too. Her stats are quite good. I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm not necessarily a fan of lower speed, so I'm part of the problem. I don't really play her because she has 4 base, but even so, look at that. They tried to spot dodge it and it still hit. With the speed stance, you got a 7-2-8-5 character. Once again, if you're new to the game, those numbers might not mean anything, but basically she has higher than average strength, which means she's doing more damage and knocking out earlier. Her dexterity, which is a stat that it's a little bit suspect. I've made a couple videos on it now. Is low, which in this case is actually good because it means more stats are allocated to different places. And then high defense, 5 baseline speed, which is the gold standard. Her stats are incredibly good. Once again, I'm a bit of an odd one because I tend to not pick characters that have 4 or 5 speed, but I certainly know that's not everyone, not even close. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a bunch of lower speed characters littered all over the play rate charts. So even her base stance is incredible. So that's the theory that I've come up with. If it's not her stats and it's not her Sigs, then it's probably her weapon combo, just an Occam's razor situation, the simplest answer. Maybe those that play spear aren't really a fan of cannon. Maybe those that play cannon aren't necessarily a fan of spear. But I don't know, I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are, because this is simply the hypothesis I've garnered from only me playing. Since this is a game-wide phenomenon, that will be incomplete. We need more people to say what's going on. So I'm curious to hear what y'all's perspectives are. Let me know. And while you're at it, I'm being told by my producer, Egg Dupe. I didn't want to say it. I'm really sorry. I didn't want to have to be the one to say it. Subscribe for more video. Always. Now that we got that big leading question out of the way, let me take this opportunity to talk a little bit about 7's absurdity. Like I said, lightning is lightning quick, fire is fire strong. I mean, look at how fast that is. This is just, it's a light attack. Okay. It didn't kill. So all that was for nothing. Oh well. At this point, they've got to be so damaged. Like anything will probably kill. Yeah. Yeah, I just got a level 10-7 and I got this new color, so I'm rocking it. It's pretty sick. I'm part of the problem. This whole video I'm talking about, like, why does nobody play her? And she's been out for months. I don't have her level 10. So I'm playing as Joy Boy. What does that make me? World government? I should not win this game. But I said my reason at least. Okay. All the force just stopped there. Might be a dumb reason, but it is a reason nonetheless. So, I probably should have just sigged. And that way I would have, like, look how fast it is. I can't fake the funk here. I'm here mode swapping and forgetting how fun she is. I'm having a fantastic time. Look at me flying to the sky there. That move is one of those that got nerfed because you used to be able to fly super, super high. Also, I did it a couple times in the past couple games. I didn't really mention it, but this has a spiking hitbox. You see this little air plume cloud there? That spikes. So I was trying to go for that, but not really avail. To no avail. This is not English class. Then you of course have the side sig on the lightning too, which doesn't go as far and it doesn't send as far, but you can hit strings with it. You used to be able to hit like a billion true combos. I don't think that's the case anymore. That actually wasn't a punish on my side sig. It was a punish on my jump after the side sig. So that one also very difficult to punish. All of her sigs pretty much. You would not think this is a base 3 into 2 dex character. I also probably am gonna lose here. This is not looking good for me. Okay, bye. Let me lock in for this one though, because I feel like if I talk all about her strengths and then I perform like very dukely like that, dukely not as in like a duke, but like a dookie rather. Yeah, so like missing ground pounds over and over again, not the best look, but maybe hitting one of those is pretty good because that sig also is crazy. Now her cannon does not, oh, I should have charged it just a hair. This is like Wushang. If you charge it a little bit, you go up into the sky. I should have done that. But yeah, her cannon sigs themselves, they don't need alternate versions. They're just good on their own. Know what I'm saying? Cannon end sig though. Imagine Kaya end sig, but it's 2 shots and they're explosive and they're active for a very, for an interesting long time. And then you can also do it on the wall and it has a wall version like that. This is 7. This is 7 the character. So, like, yeah. And then side sig is a crab, so it doesn't even matter how good it is, which it is still pretty good because look at that disjoint, but you get to be a crab, so that makes me happy. I tried to backdash and do that the other way and I didn't do that, but there's the high ceiling map. The crab is also just really funny. Like, you just go all the way off the map until you die. It's very interesting. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's kind of erasing the whole thing I said at the beginning of the last game, but that was past me and this is present me, and so I deal with whatever happened in the past from me, and then now I am in the future. So I've always said that, actually. So write that one on your calendar in your yearbook. I thought I'd stall my movement with the nair. I thought I was smart. Well, now this is looking pretty bad. I'm in need of a comeback time, but I got just the move for it. Look at that. They were barely in the red. I hinted at it at the start of the video, but can you imagine that move in 2s when you're not like fully looking at 7 all the time? It's, yeah, it's quite difficult to deal with, let me tell you. I didn't really do the fastfall there. Ooh, no jump. They're looking for like end lights here, also backing up to the corner, which is pretty good for spear to deal with because I have my spear nair, which just covers an insane area there. Landing with spear nair is one of the best things that you can possibly do in the game. Look at that. They're just pushing them into the corner with the nair, and then maybe they recover here. I'm wearing a hoodie and my hood fell off because of that. I think that's the first time I've ever killed with the lightning version of the down sig, I think. Check this out, by the way. It's backwards. That is definitely her weakest sig, but even so, it has some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got cheese. She really is a very cheese-like character. They're definitely hopping around looking for side lights, so that means I can downlight for sure. If I caught that, could have gotten a triple downlight. There's a side sig. Interesting. I don't know. That felt a little desperate. Might not be the right word, but I have been avoiding their hits pretty well the past couple stocks, so it makes sense they go for something new. Also, by the way, there's this thing where you can hit both shots of this end sig, and it deals 56 damage. So 56 is unreal. I mean, of course that situation's not going to present itself that often, but the fact that that exists is nuts. Also, if I just waited a little bit and did that the other way, that would have been a stock. I didn't think they were going to do that, so I was a little surprised. But let me see if I can hit this down sig and then do a little charge. There we go. And then you get the big version. It has more force to go up higher. That's some tech. And if you are newer, I know I've been saying that a few times this video, but I've been seeing there's a lot of new Brawlhalla players, so, you know, welcome to the game. Happy to have you. Tech is like technique or something. I don't actually know what it stands for. It stands for something, and I gotta stand for something because what I'm standing for right now ain't working. Let me see if I can use this end sig as well, because if we're talking about high force, this move, it's got high force. That was bad timing. Let me do that one more time. This move. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna down sig again to get the mode swap. Okay, never mind. Maybe I don't need to talk about it. Maybe all of her other stuff is good enough that it does the job for me. You know what I'm saying? I keep throwing my weapon, but the problem is throwing the weapon is what I got you. Is what disables is what makes you go back to the lightning. So there you go. This map's ceiling has got to be crazy because I'm not crazy. This move's force. I guess it got nerfed a little bit, but it's. Yeah, okay. Maybe we should close it out here, but in the meantime, I want to show you some weirdness that 7 has with her cannon side sig, because this move, of all of the moves that run across the ground, you got the Asuri side sig, you got the Mako side sig, this one is unique, because it takes a little bit to start moving once you're on the crab. So if you do it reverse like this, you're noticing you're going backwards for a while and then you go forwards after a little bit. It's interesting, and the movement is kind of funky, especially if you have that back burst angle. I don't know what to call that. Recoil? That's probably right. But you can see how good that is. There's a disjoint and everything, and then that move, you're leaping into the sky. If you charge it, it's super hard to punish, and you have movement afterward, and it has the spike afterward. She's really good. So I don't know. Once again, I'm curious to hear what you think, and then egg dupe's word subscrin, because this is quite the anomaly. I was waiting for a spot dodge. I'm gonna get hit though. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I think the end screen to click a new video is like 5 seconds or 10 seconds. I don't know what length it's supposed to be, so I'm gonna test it out in this video, and then for the next ones I'll have a better idea. But watch a new video and then do that.